Good morning, everybody. It's September the 24th, 2015. It's option expiration in gold today. The biggest open interest is in the 1125 puts. I doubt seriously if the gold market will close below 1125 today, just due to the power and strength of the market makers. Equities are off around the globe. The BMW now is under question for their diesel emission figures. Car inventories around the globe are building. The automobile manufacturers see the economy chugging along at this, and they continue to build cars. I know that car sales are way down in China. Inventories are building over there, so excess capacity and large inventories are overhanging the auto sector. So best thing that can happen to people who want to buy cars is there's probably going to be plenty of deals out there. The worst thing that can happen is this may be the start of a inventory based recession, which is the way recessions used to happen. Investor sentiment. A lot of people are unloading stocks these days. They're selling into the rallies. Even Bank of America / Merrill Lynch is recommending their clients to do that. So as the equity markets continue to trade lower, we'll get more and more articles on the start of bear markets. Japan devalues their yuan for the 4th day in a row. Japanese stocks are lower after their extended holiday, and default risks for emerging markets and China are gradually increasing daily. In fact, on China, they're at 2 years highs in the derivatives market. So there's a lot of things to be concerned about economically. Germany's, the EU's flash manufacturing PMIs are over 50. The United States is over 50 at 53. The Chinese official PMI, manufacturing PMI, is at 47, lower than it was last month. So there is some economic contraction going on in China. Down to Germany and the United States to pull the rest of the world through. So that's where we find ourselves today. Equities are lower overnight, and treasuries are higher. And we set up equities sold yesterday that we would not be able to execute in our buy areas. We were hoping to buy the 20 to 24 area, especially against 21. 21 was the number we liked yesterday on the market's close. Why? We had a B. The market was pointed lower, but with the caveat that if the equity sold, we would not be able to get it done at those prices. So the low price was 26, and the market has traded up. So resistance starts at 8. It's where resistance is, so sell failure to get through 8 to 12. So sell 1 is going to be 7 to 11, and then sell 2 is going to be 15 to 19. And the reason I'm not afraid to take a short this morning is that to move the 7-year paper, you can't take this market straight up without a piece of news that warrants that. It's got to go back and forth. Now we do have that news this morning. Durable orders minus 2%. The focus will be X transportation at plus 0.3. Then we got jobless claims. I've seen 270 to 275. The default is 275. That's what Econoday is carrying. That's going to be buried by this piece of news right there. Durable orders, X transportation. New home sales will be the second piece of news coming out at 10 Eastern, 515K. It is the easiest number to manipulate in all the housing numbers, other than pencil whipping and getting the number that you want, which seems to be par for the course for this administration. Natural gas inventories at 95 BCF. Now, you remember back in the summer that we were looking at 70, 75 BCF. Why does it jump to 95 BCF? And it's because air conditioning loads are going down. And then we have the 7-year auction, which looks to auction higher than the previous auction. So number 1 news focus, durable orders, ex transportation. Number 2 news focus, new home sales. Then on to the 7-year auction in the direction of the E-mini, I think, is primal. The ES sells today and continues to sell. It's going to be pretty easy for treasuries to trade higher. On the buy side, the breakout from Globex was at 1.5, so 30 to 02 will be buy 1. And then we're going to pick up 26 to 22 for buy 2. Don't think this market can sell today because of the 7-year auction when it's all said and done, with assuming news is as forecast. The knob spread widened quite a bit last night, as we would expect. And I'm just going to show it on a 10-minute screen. You can see right here, about 5 o'clock it bottomed. Hit yesterday's close for the spread. And right now it's at 28.08 and pointed higher. So again, the danger is this WX period before the day session opens. Quite often that can be the high. So sell 1 is going to be 19 to 23. It's just failure to get through 24. And then 31 to 03 for sell 2. The breakout came from 8, so 9 to, we'll make it 5 to 9 for buy 1. We'll have to readjust it after the news. And then 01 to 29 for buy 2. And we will adjust that. Post the news. Okay, gold was up overnight. And option expiration impacts every market, and right here is the largest open interest in puts at 11.25, so I'm pretty sure we close above that. Can we break it out today? Probably not, again because of option expirations. So this 35 to 37 is going to be sell 1, and then 40 plus or minus will be sell 2. So really 38 to 40 is kind of the area we're looking to get a short off on. Buy 1 will be 29 to 31, and probably the safest buy out there is going to be 25 and a half, 11.25 and a half. Just lean against that put price. So support's 25 to 30, and resistance definitely is above 38. Okay, the yuan was devalued for the 4th time this week. If you listen to some of the commentary in the speech by the Chinese Prime Minister, it's all lovey-dovey and peace, and we're going to cooperate and everything's fine. He is trying to cut his military by 300,000 troops and is running into a lot of resistance. But we've had Chinese fighters interfering with legal flights offshore of China, like they like to do, and they're devaluing their currency, and they've sworn that they wouldn't, they weren't going to shake up the markets. So again, everybody acts in their own national interests, except for the United States. We operate contrary to our own national interests most of the time, and it's even more so these days. And so what would you expect China to do? They're an export economy. They're going to lower their currency as much as they can to maintain market share, get some back. Okay, resistance 1275. Thank you everyone for telling me that my pen doesn't work this morning. I'm well aware of that. I don't know if we're going to have a solution. Sell 1, 1275 plus or minus. Sell 2, 1300. I do appreciate that input because sometimes I'm asleep at the switch, or my wife has accused me of being oblivious, and I get tunnel vision and I get focused. And sometimes I forget things. So keep those messages coming. But I am aware of the problems. And we got to get a solution to the pen because it's an integral part of the presentation. And I see it's in the videos, it's there, so it's not an epic pen problem. It's a problem for some reason. Any meeting isn't picking it up, and my experience with any meeting is that they're pretty damn slow to respond. They're doing what they're going to do, and they continue to do what they're going to do, and that may or may not include your problem. Okay, you can see the high in crude oil came in London right here at this ledge. We had a 45 and a quarter sell overnight. That held up pretty well. And you look halfway smart right now. Equities are selling. So right now we're at 44.40, so stops below 44. 43.75, 44, buy 1. And then 43.50, 43 and a quarter, buy 2. On the sell side, 44.75, 45, sell 1. Then 45 and a quarter, 45.50, sell 2. I think we get through 45, they'll go for stops above the overnight session high, and we have this spill right here at 50. So this would be the area we'd be interested in selling against that level right there. Like the short side of crude oil because there is more supply than there is demand. Doesn't mean it can't rally, because it does, but that's traders and short covering. It's not new buying, in my not so humble opinion. Okay, here we are, the 1900. If we go back and we take a look at the F1 screen just to maintain some perspective, we are headed down. You can see we're getting lower highs right here, and we have this support right here in the 1907 area, that I period low, then this M period lows, basically 1900. So 1900, 1907 is pretty good support. If we break that level, we've got volume in the 85 area, plus or minus 2. And if we go through that, then 75 is a market number. The low volume numbers at 67. Then basically 18, 35 to 40. Market is in a sell mode, and today's news probably is going to affect what happens in the market today. Okay, the danger we always face is run it down before the day session opens. So quite often we see a low in Z or A period. I think we probably have a little more selling to go right here. We do have news in 27 minutes. And then, can we take out 1900 or not? So the idea that we are headed lower, give ourselves a little room, buy ones 1900, 1905, and we will adjust after the news. And then 90 to 95 for buy 2. And on the sell side, 15 to 20, and then 25 to 30. And we do have extra volatility to deal with these days, so that's why we're getting supposed to 2-point bands. We've got 5 points, just an area where we're thinking about getting short. Just have to open it up a little bit. You have to comment, you know, thinking about the problems we're having with our old entry and methodologies by buy stopping and sell stopping when you take out pivot highs or pivot lows or off of our patterns. Markets change, and so what we've done to accommodate that is that we're trading it more like treasuries, where you lean against support or resistance, and the 10-minute trade really gives you the ability to do that. Okay, it's going to take a bit to get everything up and posted. I'm going to get busy on that right now. I'll be with you as soon as possible.